Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Rhinestone Island. We left off last episode working on this marina over here. We were sort of just like scratching the surface on the details that I wanted to add and all that stuff, but let me just, before I do anything here, tell you about what's happening right now. This is a new mod on the workshop, and what it does is it allows you to finally create and use decals that are larger than the default little like 1 unit square in the game. And this is like a groundbreaking mod. It doesn't look like a groundbreaking mod, but I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a huge groundbreaking mod. You can see, like right now, I'm just adding all these little like decal details and stuff, but this thing just came out like a week ago, and it's already got like a couple pretty awesome decals in it, but I can imagine some really cool decals, like things you can just paint over, roads and whatever, that just like kick realism up to the next level. So highly recommended. Go check it out. It's been on the top of the workshop for forever, so I'm sure you can find it there. It's also in my collection, obviously, but anyway, that's that. So like I said, last episode we worked on the marina, and we were right about to start detailing it and doing all that stuff. Now, a lot has actually happened between last episode and this episode. If you guys don't know, I started a new series on my channel with Fresh Popcorn and Strict Toaster. It's a collaboration City Skylines series called Arrowhead Junction. Now, when we started this series, and you can actually go and watch the first episode on my channel, I highly recommend it. We put a lot of time into this. We've been working on it for like almost a month now, just like trying to get all the planning done and figuring it all out. We got like a custom map, a custom theme, all that stuff. So really, really cool. And I'd love to share it with you guys. I had a lot of fun making it. So go check that out if you haven't already. Also, go check out Fresh Popcorn and Strict Toaster's channels and subscribe to them. The next episode will be on on Fresh Popcorn's channel and then Strict Toaster's channel. So definitely check those out every Friday. So anyway, sorry, just a little plug there. But the reason why I'm bringing this up in this episode right now is when we started that series, we all sort of pitched in and made a custom mod collection. And when we did that, of course, we're all sharing mods. We're creating a group collection for these mods. And you guys know my stance by now on mods, most likely. It's not that I have anything against mods. I use quite a few really useful mods, but for the most part, I'd say I steer clear of a lot of mods. I like to have a light load mods wise when it comes to like loading save games. I don't like the idea of any mod that like latches its way onto your save game, and then all of a sudden it's a dependency, and if you don't have that mod installed, then you can't run your save game anymore. I'm not a fan of that, so I try and avoid that at all costs. But this little project kind of like opened my eyes a little bit to mods. I actually just finished recording an episode of Arrowhead Valley, and when I was recording, I mean, just like using all these new mods I'd never used before, I was sort of just blown away by how many things you could do and how awesome it was to have access to all these things. So you can imagine what happened next. I told myself that I wasn't gonna let this sway me into installing a lot of mods. Primarily not even because I'm against mods or anything, but more because I've made so much of the city without mods, or at least without certain mods that are, really cool actually. But that it would be strange to add them all of a sudden and then not have half the city use that mod, or have whatever capability I'm suddenly gaining being used when creating that portion of the city. So that was the main reason why I decided to not install mods for a while. But as you can imagine, I ended up installing some mods, and I gotta say, I'm blown away by how much more fun the game is to play with all these awesome mods installed. So I'm gonna sort of go through it as we go here and explain all the different mods that I'm installing. But the first thing it did is actually just got some cool new foliage. So you're seeing me right now, I'm detailing this little high school elementary school combo, and the new foliage is doing a great job with that. I wanted to get some like green space in the middle of this town over here. Okay, here we go. This is the first mod that I installed. This is the building theme manager. So what it does, as you can see on the left there, I've got this Rhinestone suburbs theme. Now, what that does is it allows me to create this custom theme and then select every single building that I want to be spawnable in this theme. And then once you enable this theme in like a district, then it'll only spawn these buildings in the growables. So the reason why this is so amazing is I'm not a huge fan of the vanilla like 2x2 buildings and 3x3 residential and 4x4 residential. They all look a little bit too like bright colored and odd and not natural. So I just went in and I got, I think, like 2 or 3 different like big collections of custom American suburb houses, and man, they're so much better. They look so much better. And I've been putting this off for a long time, mostly because, like I said, I didn't think, I always just imagined like there's no way that I can install this mod because then all my old stuff would look bad and it wouldn't like match the new stuff. But then I was thinking it over more and I was like, you know what? It's not that much work to go and change all the old stuff. It's gonna suck, obviously, to have to go and change every single old building to make it fit. But I bit the bullet and I did it. So in a little while here, you're gonna see me just totally go in and wipe all of the residential buildings and then regrow them with the new custom growable themes. But in the meantime, what I'm doing right now is I'm using a different mod called Rico, and what this mod does is it basically adds in the game ploppable RCI buildings. So I'm putting down right now a bunch of commercial buildings, pretty recognizable brand names like Panera Bread and Sprint and Einstein's Bagels and Old Navy and Walgreens and all that stuff. But this is a really cool mod. I mean, it gives you like full control over how your commercial areas look. So when I plop these down, they act like commercial buildings, but they plop as if they're unique buildings. So I can have like full control over what my little shopping center looks like. And I'm actually gonna be working pretty much predominantly throughout this episode on this little shopping center in the middle of town. It's like the biggest project, I think, for this episode anyway. So, you'll see a lot more of that in the future here, but it's a really awesome mod. It's so cool. And I was using it in Arrowhead, and I was like, there's no way I can not use this mod now. Like, I really want to use this in Rhinestone. So I'm not going to go back and change all my shopping centers. I actually kind of like how they looked before, even if they didn't have certain mods and things installed. So, they'll still look the same as they did, but these will look really cool as well. But the building themes, obviously, that needs to change. So, like I said, I'm going to go in, I'm going to like remove every single residential and commercial building in the entire city, and then have them regrow as these new like American suburb buildings, which is pretty cool. But for the Rico buildings, though, you can see that I'm plopping down these big box stores and stuff, and they look really good. Like especially that Target and the Home Depot right there. So I'm just like laying the baseline out right now. It's actually pretty bland and boring, like a lot of concrete and everything. But I'm just filling it all out with concrete for now, and I'm gonna go back and do all the detailing later. So keep that in mind. It's not it won't look like this forever, I guess, is the thing to take away from this. But just getting some more ploppables in and stuff before we go and adjust all of the residential stuff. I think I was just trying to get a feel for all the Rico stuff and everything first, and then moving on from there. Oh yeah, I also do a bit of work on the marina, even though I think I'm going to be redoing it next episode, because next episode's going to be pretty much entirely dedicated to the marina. So I was looking into our marina design, and I don't really think it looks that realistic. I know that usually there's like a jetty that sort of divides the marina from the actual ocean, so you don't have all those waves coming in and rocking all the boats and stuff. That of many things that I want to switch up with this marina. So I think I'm going to go back and change it. But all the stuff that's actually on the land around the marina, I'm pretty happy with. So I'm detailing that right now, and we're going to, eventually come back next episode, and that'll all be a part of the next episode, just like the detailing of the marina, the detailing of this little park area outside the marina, and then redoing the actual marina itself. So look forward to that. That'll come in a little bit here. But here we go. We are on to, this was like a pretty ambitious thing, obviously. Removing every single residential building in all of Rhinestone Island. It did take a little while. Not only residential, but also a lot of the commercial as well. And then, so basically I just removed all of them, and then I went into their districts and I added the suburban theme. And then I actually had to install the like unlimited demand mod, because the second that I did this, and you can see the game's paused right now, but the second that I did this, the demands for everything just like plummeted to 0, and they all got stuck there, and I couldn't get, like, the buildings were like slowly growing in, but it was gonna take forever. So I got the unlimited demand mod, and I just let all of them grow, And then once I was pretty close to the population again, I just removed the mod again, and it sort of fixed itself from there and like, you know, balanced out and everything like it should. But I gotta say, man, it looks so much better. Like I'm looking back right now and seeing what all these little box houses look like, and they're so like brightly colored and weird and like unnatural. And just the models in general look so much better for these suburban homes. So you guys are gonna love how it looks. I'm like a huge fan of it, and I'll show it at the end here when we're done with this time lapse, and we'll go over it. But they look awesome, so look forward to that at the end. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. There was a Hard Rock Cafe in the Rico collection, so I think I'm gonna detail it a little bit here now, maybe later actually. But got a little cool Hard Rock Cafe. A few other restaurants as well, kind of like that, just like skewed about this area over here. But the real goal with this was just to make this little like shopping center in the middle of town be like a really nice place to be. We're gonna have like lots of little concrete curbs and dividers, and you know, nice foliage, plants everywhere, detailing. But I just, man, I like, look at how good those assets look. Look at how good the Home Depot and the Target looks. Like I never used these before, but they look so much better than just having like a little row of you know, default growable commercial buildings plopping in here and there. So really big shout out to the asset creators and the mod creators that make these really awesome assets. Really big fan of these. But you may also notice, and this might be on and off throughout the episode, because I have like a weird bug right now with my United Core mod where it's like disabling my my road textures occasionally. Like when I load the game, it'll be disabled and I have to go in and enable it manually, but then after that it's there for the rest of the time. But I am using a new roads texture mod. So I have Roads United Core, and then I have the new North American Plus mod. So that's why all my roads look really awesome. They're like the little, you know, little yellow double line in the middle, and the median there's got like a little yellow curb on it. It all looks really good. So super happy with that mod as well. I might have to tweak it a little bit. Actually, my highways look kind of strange right now, but everything else looks really awesome. So that's good. Oh yeah, these fences, by the way, I think I used them a bit earlier on as well, but these fences look really, really good up close. So I'm using them a lot just to kind of divide off these little planter sections from the rest of the shopping center, and they look really, really good as well. Much more, I don't know, they to me look a lot less like those, like, you know, white picket like American home backyard fences, and more like actual like inner town or inner city fences. So I'm using those more as well, kind of in combination with that chain link fence here and there. I also got some more foliage, which I mentioned earlier, but I'm putting some down now. Just like some really good looking ground cover foliage for our different little medians and things, which will come in later on. But I'm really just gonna be jumping around a lot for this next half of the episode. Lots of details coming in now, and just like trying to make all of this concrete look nice and less monotonous, I guess. So we got some planters here, and these planters, by the way, these planters are awesome. I don't think I've had them until this episode, and they make filling out the concrete like way better. I mean, now I can plop these little palm trees down in different areas that would have been kind of bland without it, and they look really awesome. So that's awesome as well. And I'm just trying to be consistent all throughout this little strip here, and like really detail the entire thing, make it all look really nice to the point where you can kind of zoom in on any part of the street and see some like interesting details no matter where you go. So you're not just getting like a big flat road or whatever. So there'll be some like telephone booths and some trash cans and all that stuff coming in later on. But we're back to the big decal mod again, throwing down some of these like cracks and things, which, man, they look so good with the concrete. So another awesome application of this mod. I'm especially using them in the back of these different buildings over here. And actually, ooh, you can see right now what's happening. You can see little death icons popping up. Well, there is, believe it or not, a side effect to growing, I would say approximately like maybe 30,000 people all at once. Is you're gonna have insane death waves. My entire city was dying all at once. I've never experienced anything like this before, so I couldn't even get mods to fix it. So I ended up just like literally off camera, I would like wait I had like a timer set on my phone, so I'd sit there with full speed on, and then after like 2 minutes, I would just like randomly, I would like hold down the click button on one of the houses and then just like spam it all around the city. That way it just like randomly hits residential buildings, you know, all over. And then I'd wait, and then 2 minutes later I'd do it again. And I did that for like probably 30 or 40 minutes just to like, you know, really shake up when the spawn rates were for the homes, and I think that fixed it. So there you go. That's my way of fixing the death waves, I guess. But yeah, that was a big problem actually. You can still probably see the death icons here and there, and they'll probably be there for a little while now. So, you know, there's that, I guess. But we're doing some more foliage placement. Just like I said earlier, trying to get some green space in the town. Ooh, and also doing some detailing on this neighborhood now, which is awesome. Oh yeah, you can see actually right now. All my demand is at 0, and if you watch that little demand thing down there, I bet you'll see the exact time when I switch over to the super demand mod, just to let the houses grow in faster and fix our issues here, because right now you can see our population dropped pretty dramatically actually. So it should come back and fix itself in the future. But I also wanted to get in some little playgrounds and stuff around here in this little green space. It just kind of felt like it should all be like a big open space for the kids to go out and play during the recess times. Ooh, this is like one of my favorite parts actually of this new build. Is I wanted to have a little alleyway next to our Hard Rock Cafe, because, you know, it's like just like the atmosphere of the Hard Rock. I feel like it's got some you know, alleyways and things around the side. So got some shipping containers, we got some like pipes going across the alley, we got some big manholes for like sewage, and, you know, some dumpsters in the back and stuff. And this is like my favorite thing to do when I'm trying to fill industrial space, is I'll plop one of those lights down back there, and then I'll surround it with traffic cones. It just kind of, you know, you definitely have some lights and some warning cones so you don't run into the lights. You can see I kind of apply that in lots of areas, but it's a good way to fill space. So yeah, and I'm also going back to the Hesburger and doing some more detailing here and there, just kind of skipping around. And this is when I think this episode gets really fun, because there's lots of these areas in the middle of town where I just wanted to like really bring out all the details and make it look nice. I'm taking advantage of the prop line tool here to make some little spaced out light lamp poles with little banners on them and stuff. Gonna get some bollards in here in a minute, I think. Actually, right now, yeah, there we go. Some bollards right in front of the dicks. You would see those a lot in the the middle of town. You wouldn't want cars like driving up onto the sidewalks or whatever. So we're tossing those in here and there, right in front of the Toys R Us and the Kohl's. And then, oh, finally, we're on to the Target area over here. So the Target and also the Home Depot are probably like the biggest areas that needed industrial detailing in the back, where there's gonna be like a shipping area or something. So this is when I really tested the limits of this of that surface or not surface painter, just the decal prop asset or mod, I guess, that I just installed. But it's got some really cool ones in it. It's got these like big skid mark things that like make it look like there's a bunch of like skid marks all over the concrete where trucks were turning around and all that stuff. So that mod's really, really cool, and you'll see in a minute those assets are going to kind of come in and definitely shape up the whole area, in my opinion. Just getting some chain link fences in here. I think I decided against the giant like prison fences or whatever. You wouldn't really have those behind a Target, but lots of pallets. Obviously, you'd have tons of shipments coming into a place like Target, so lots of pallets. Throwing in some trash cans, and of course we got to do the lights with the traffic cones in the middle here, just around that side, and then some more crates at the end here. But we're actually pretty much at the end of the episode now, so we'll wrap it up here for now, and of course cut over to the live portion. I'll show you guys all of the final new like American suburbs and stuff, as well as the neighborhoods and the main part of town so far, and then we'll of course also talk about the next episode. Alright, this is the beginnings of our town starting to form over here with the super awesome Rico buildings over here. Really digging the way they look with the American roads and these little details like the bollards and the telephone booths and all that stuff. I mean, I think it really starts to shape up the town when you got this like full control over how your commercial looks. So that's super awesome. But what I wanted to show you guys first is I want to show you what all of these new American houses look like. So we got all these like American suburb homes growing in over here. Some of them are actually like the larger homes like these, which look a lot like these like American suburbs as well, I guess, but not like the smaller 2x2 homes, which I kind of like as well. But I gotta say, these look so much better than the vanilla homes. I mean, they have like a much higher try count, so obviously they're gonna have like a much more detailed look to them, but they've also got like high resolution textures, and they just all around look so much better than those like weird little box buildings everywhere. They also have like much more modest colors, I think. So, you know, in the end, they're just, it was much better, especially from above, I think. So you can see they're implemented here, but also everywhere else all throughout Rhinestone Island. So that's pretty sweet, but really happy with this, especially again, like paired with the American roads here. Looks fantastic. So really digging that. On top of that though, we got the rest of this town pretty much done. You can see throughout that time lapse, we did pretty much everything that I wanted to do for this town. I'll go back and let you see it during the day. But like I said, yeah, pretty much everything got done. The only thing that we didn't really finish that I wanted to finish is the back of this Home Depot over here needs to have some more stuff done to it. And then I think eventually, I also definitely want to add some vanilla car props to all these different parking lots, kind of shape up the parking lots a bit, and maybe add some more like minor details just like all around this little town, just in like places just surrounding buildings and things like this, to kind of tie everything together. But that can come next episode later on. But the main focus for next episode is definitely going to be this marina over here. So here's the thing on the marina, right? I really like the marina. I like the way it looks. I like these little things we built, and I really dig how this looks with the different new like big props and stuff. Not big props, the big decals, whatever you want to call it. But I dig that. But the issue with this is when I created this, I really didn't have a whole lot of knowledge on how these marinas sort of functioned, and now that I know more, I just realize now that this isn't really like super realistic. I mean, usually they're formed inside of coves of some sort, and or if not, there's like a big jetty that sort of blocks the waves, because you don't want to have all the ocean waves just like coming in and rocking all the boats all the time. So it's always built in like a calm part of the water where you can easily get on and off the boats and all that stuff. So right off the bat, we're already kind of in bad shape by having a big open exposed marina like this. So anyway, what I want to do, I like I said, I love the way that everything else formed around it. So I think we're just going to redo the actual marina itself. So next episode is going to be pretty much 100% focused on just like reworking the marina, making a really awesome looking marina with like a cove and everything. And then right after that, we're going to jump straight in and detail this like park area right off the marina. So it's going to have like, you know, barbecue pits and tents and fun things to do, just like a nice park area right next to the marina. And then once that's done, of course, then we'll move into finishing the last little bits of detailing around here that I was talking about earlier, because I do want to finish off some of that stuff. I know that I know we got a lot done, but I do think there's a few more things I want to do before I call this whole area finished off. But let's get into a bit this town we worked on. I think that there's a lot of cool little things that got added that might not have been super visible in the time lapse. But starting over here, this is all pretty unfinished. We're going to probably eventually add in some more shopping over on this side, I think, to kind of complement the Kohl's and the Toys R Us and the Macy's over here on this side, which are sort of just like on their own over here. So I want to have some more stuff on this side. But then you get in on this side, and we got the 7-Eleven and the Hesburger, and I kind of like this sort of less than glamorous side of the town over here. We got like some loading bays for the back of the Saturn place over here. We've got this like little lot on this side and some chain link fence back by this like gas station over here. I don't know. I think all of this really is fitting as like a small town with some less than glamorous like behind the scenes stuff going on behind the burger joint, behind the 7-Eleven, all that stuff. So we got that over here, and then moving over onto this side, we got the first thing we built. This is the elementary school high school combo. So we got an elementary school over here, we got the high school on this side. We've got a basketball court for all of our high schoolers with some some grass space to hang out in, just some like light playground equipment and stuff like that, and of course all of our really gorgeous foliage that is all new since this episode here. And then on this side we have more like playground equipment and elementary school kids stuff, so all of this stuff over here, and then some parking and things and just like the general stuff. But I kind of dig how this turned out. I feel like an inner town high school and elementary school combo would be a little more pressed for space, so it would be sort of shaped like this, you know, have like as much space squeezed out as you can. And I like it. And I also like this little one-way like pickup drop-off lane that kind of happens over here. So you hop in, pick up, drop off, pull into the parking lot if you want, and then come back around this way and head on your way. So we got that. Ooh, we got some police officers coming over to the high school. Interesting. Anyway, and then we got the neighborhoods. You know, nothing really changed there besides the new buildings. But then moving on from this side, we've got the Walgreens. We got the main strip over here with the Old Navy and the Panera Bread and these little like bullards all down the way and these different light posts with the banners and stuff. And man, I love these fences. These fences like really, I think, tie together the area. So really happy we got those installed as well. And then moving over to this side, I gotta say this Hard Rock Cafe building is super cool. I dig this one quite a bit. I think whoever made this did a really great job, so props to you. And I also like the way we integrated it with this little alleyway back here, so that was kind of cool as well. This area is pretty unfinished. I'm gonna add some more stuff around the Party City, probably on this side at some point. I'm still missing like an entire plaza of commercial buildings that I left to build at some point, probably on this side over here. But that brings us over to this thing, which I think is super cool. So check this out. The stop here, this elevated stop, actually hangs and connects to this building over here, and it works like perfectly. Like it sits right on top of this little building. It fits underneath this part of the building over here, and it looks like it's actually connected to this building, which is pretty sweet. Because without it, it was kind of just like this weird like hanging stop, which just felt kind of unnatural the way it was just like hanging out here and then just like ending right there. So now it's much better. We got that there. And we also have this little Dick's Sporting Goods next to it. And then we've got like an attached parking garage all through here, which is, I assume, for not only parking for the train station, but also for the harbor over here. So once we get the harbor done and the marina done, we're going to really start tying in this parking lot area. I'm going to try and detail it nicely and make it all feel accessible and nice and, you know, tied together. So we got that. We got the Target over here on this side, which is like pretty much the only finished big box store with all the stuff in the back over here, which I think turned out pretty nicely. And then next to it, the less than finished Home Depot. We're going to have some stuff back here at some point, but still a nice asset nonetheless, so that's pretty cool. And we got lots of little props and things hanging out over here. A little Taco Bell and some unfinished parking lots are going to have some more cars in them at some point, and then of course back to the Macy's again. So yeah, that's pretty much everything we built this episode. I really can't wait to get back to next episode and start detailing all of this park area and working on the actual marina itself. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I really had a lot of fun building this, and I'm really enjoying these new mods. Let me know what you think down below about the new mods we got, all the new assets and stuff. I'm really digging them personally, but let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.